So health is a concept and idea which is sought after by many, promoted by many, yet rarely ever clearly defined. I mean, think about it. When was the last time someone actually defined that concept for you? There's many sort of gurus or authorities out there promoting products and lifestyles and methodologies that are supposedly promise greater health, but when and how often do they actually define what that actually is? So in this video, what I'm going to do is share with you a definition and some clear criteria which we can use to actually measure health and actually know whether or not what we're doing is making us healthier or not. And it's important to clearly define things so that we can avoid wasting our precious time and energy. And really, we can sum this up and clearly and easily understand it by saying that in essence, you can't hit a target that you can't see. So we can define health as having a state of wellness in which our mind is clear, our emotions are balanced, our body is free from illness and injury, and we experience a strong sense of vitality and well-being. If you notice in that definition, there's really nothing about being able to bike 100 miles or run a marathon or do 1,000 push-ups a day, because there's a difference between fitness and health. And the goal is not to have one over the other, but to have both. So to explore that a little bit more deeply, it's important to understand that usually we associate health with the external appearance of someone, but actually someone can have a ripped and a fit physique, but still have poor health. What do we mean by that? They could have, ripped abs and be able to do this and do that, all these physical feats and look great, but have a bad back or have damaged or inflamed joints. You have organ problems, liver imbalance, kidney imbalance, etc. They can have an inability to breathe deeply and fully in a relaxed and comfortable manner. They can have unbalanced emotions, meaning depression or anxiety or extreme anger, etc. They could have an inability to handle stress, and they can have lack of libido or other sexual imbalances. So most oftentimes, some images of this that we associate with health would be, someone who's really into, bodybuilding or lifting weights or going to the gym, or someone who's, a very extreme runner, or even in sort of the alternative field is someone who's like a super flexible yogi. And we think all these things, oh wow, they can do this with their body, they can do that with their body, or they go to the gym 6 days a week, they must be healthy. In reality, they could easily have some, if not all of those things we just mentioned, which diminishes the quality of life and thus can indicate that there's really an absence of true health. Sure, there might be fitness and physical dexterity, but is there really health? No. So then, what are some criteria for health and some things that we can measure and look at to understand if we're actually healthy and thus actually have a high quality of life? Number one would be a strong back. Number two, strong and fluid joints. Good circulation of bodily fluids, meaning the lymph, the blood, the synovial fluid, the cerebrospinal fluid, fluid between the organs, etc. Because we can eat the best foods in the world, we can drink the best water, we can do the best exercises, but if we have poor blood circulation or lymph circulation or synovial fluid circulation or hormonal circulation, all those things, the results we're going to manifest and realize are going to be drastically diminished. From there, the more criteria would be emotional balance, the ability to breathe deeply and fully in a relaxed and comfortable manner, balanced internal organ function, smooth and relaxed nervous system, an ability to handle stress in a relaxed way, and also the ability to engage in all of life's normal activities with comfort and stamina. And lastly, last but not least, have a fulfilling sex life. Now, all those criteria I just went over, you'll see below the video in text format, so I know I went over those kind of quickly, and if you want to go back and look at those, they'll be there. So another thing that I want to bring up and mention while we're talking about the actual definition of health, actual criteria for health, is sort of common misconceptions that we have about health, tying into what I said earlier about, people who are healthy because they go to the gym or because they run or because they're super flexible and can put their leg behind their head and all these things. So it's common in those arenas that people think, oh, I'm healthy because I do X. I'm healthy because I go to the gym 5 days a week. Or I'm healthy because I can put my head between my legs. Or I'm healthy because I eat this way. Yet most of the time, the criteria which I've mentioned in the video earlier, which we can actually use to measure health and understand it, are usually ignored and disregarded instead replaced by some rigid adherence to some idealized image, myth, dogma, concept, ideal, etc. So hopefully that's been helpful. Hopefully those definitions and the criteria that I listed earlier make a lot of sense. To me, they're pretty clear-cut and easy to understand, easy to apply. And this is an important thing to understand because so many people promote health and promote health strategies or health this or health that or health everything, but they never actually define what it is. So in essence, like I said before, you can't hit a target you can't see. So now hopefully you have a good framework and some criteria and understanding to be able to then apply it to your life and understand and make sense of what you're doing or make sense of information that's coming at you, etc. So if you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll talk to you soon.